Okay, so we went on a drive today and decided we'd film how to set up and kind of a review on the Smittybilt Rooftop Tent. So here it is, all up.
Yep, set it up already.
Set it up already, but we'll show you right now how to get it set up.
So you can see the straps have already broken off, so we have to use these bungee cords as straps now. The best way to do this is to keep pushing as it goes back, as you pull the Velcro off, push the Velcro down so that it doesn't keep grabbing it. We still got a bunch of stuff in here we went the other day. And I like to leave one side open.
One side attached.
So that I can push it over. And I think the biggest thing is just to, like, if it gets caught on something, don't force it. That's how you end up tearing stuff. So I really like the half rack because it's easy to get all this stuff or get to it. But you can see all of the other straps have broken off. Nothing else is holding it up. I think
We have the straps that
I have one strap,
down.
yeah. This is the only strap that's left. Everything else breaks. They break right here. Pretty kind of crappy.
Yeah. As you see later in the video though, we have stuffed a 3-inch memory foam mattress and an extra blanket in there that aren't recommended to stay in the tent, I don't think. So those outside straps, they're probably...
No, it's just for use.
So that's some use. Either way, it still has held up pretty well.
So the tent's a really good tent for the price. And we've used it a bunch. There you go. And then you just got to make sure you turn these little things in and actually get them down to where they're set. Both of them are set in there. And you can see it's pretty long. And then we had to get the extension for the other Jeep that we had, but it doesn't make any difference on this now.
We used to have it on top of a lifted 2-door.
We had these bolts come loose that I've had to tighten. Throw some lock, these little bolts right here.
Yeah.
They come loose on the inside, so you got to tighten those up.
We've lost one more bolt. Where was that bolt at? Underneath that held it up?
It was on this hinge.
We lost one bolt up in
It was on this hinge right here. It was one of those hinges, but I think it was on the other side. And I just got one that fit and then Loctited it.
But that was after a lot of uses for this tent, so I think we still got our money's worth.
Yeah.
And are still getting our money's worth.
So you can see the only really wear on this is just where these are touching the straps and like this kind of stuff. But if you take care of it and you open it up nice and easy, and then you like this kind of stuff, I mean, it looks brand new if you look hard at the material.
Oh yeah, it held up really well.
Yeah.
I think one of the keys was not ever putting it away wet, especially not for too long.
Whenever we get stuck in a rainstorm or anything else, we'd always open it back up and clean it up. And
dry it out. We didn't wait any longer than a day or so.
But the Velcro, like this stuff, just doesn't hold well. I think the ones that are like zippered or like some of these other tents that have zippers on the bottom are better than the Velcro for the attachment.
Yeah, we also have an iCamper that we got this last year that we'll show you a review on that too. That's on my Jeep. But I mean, for what we spent, what was this, 800 and something? 3 years.
Bucks.
We bought it 3 years ago. I think it's held up pretty well. Here, Aaron, I'll show the part. Getting this up. The stakes. Put it out. Show the inside. What do you normally do with this rain fly?
I just stuff it underneath. So go up to where you're up the top, and then just stuff it underneath the bar up there.
I guess I don't usually do that part.
No. Usually we just use that for the actual fly.
So probably should roll this under, but I don't think it really matters.
It's alright, just roll it up there and then put it away.
You just roll it up. You got to be good at balancing to set up a rooftop tent a little bit. So you can roll this one up too, and it has additional things to hold it up, but
And the quality is not bad for 800 bucks. It was kind of a hard decision to make at the time because I didn't have enough money and we were going down to Moab, but we needed a place to stay, and I knew that I'd start camping, and man, we've used this a bunch.
Casey told him to.
Casey made me do it.
So as you can see on the inside, here I'll take it. We normally have, there's a mat that comes with it, and it's about, what, 2 inches thick or so, and it works, it's comfortable, but
It's pretty cheap.
it's pretty cheap. So we added, and it's not a 3-inch right now, but we added a memory foam mat in there too. It's supposed to be 3-inch, but I think now it's down to 2-inch. Then I just left a blanket in there to leave on top of that. These bungees are very important to set up. Some of the little knots have come undone, so we just tie them on there, but it helps closes the tent together. I would normally take them out, but it's pretty roomy. Still kind of smells like a campfire, but you have a window. Sorry, let me zoom back out. You have a window there that you can pop out with the stakes. We have a window on the other side that you can pop out with the stakes. There's a couple nice little pockets. 4 of them, I think. And they're probably all filled with earplugs. You have a little light bar that you can...
I didn't know, the thing about that light bar is it seemed to overheat. The connection got really hot, and I don't know why that is, so I quit using it. But if you had a little power source and plugged it in, then it wouldn't take very much power, I guarantee it.
Yeah,
Just to plug it in because it's a USB plug-in.
there's 2 skylights, but unlike some of the other campers, like our iCamper, the top, the rainfly doesn't have a clear part there, so you have to have the rainfly off if you want to see the stars at night, which we usually leave the rainfly on because you never know, especially in Idaho.
No.
We usually, sometimes we'll set up all the windows, but
I think we left the...
normally we'll set up this rainfly window. So you just gotta find the little
We have to work on the stability of this whole thing.
hole at the bottom. Try to point
So this is right here, where's it at? Right there, that hole. You need to make sure it goes in at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you're gonna wear out that hole right there. And I've seen some of the bases, they're all screwed up. So make sure it's all the way in, not like just partially in, like shove it in a couple times and double check it.
Yeah, so too much hair. So
Does it
usually
have to
angle
go-
that in with the hook pointed down.
And you double check, and you see that this one isn't
I could
messed
just
up.
smack you right on the head with this right now.
Yep.
That side out.
And same thing over here.
Same thing. There to go.
And you can see, where's your finger there, Casey? That that hole is not all screwed up either, just because we've been real careful doing it.
There it is. And then,
Same thing, put the fly out.
voila! So you can do this on that window, and the other window, and the back window. So you can have them out all the way around, and it actually looks pretty cool when they're all set up. But since we don't usually camp for a night or two in each place we're at until we're moving to the next place, or we want to Jeep around wherever we're camping. So normally we just do these ones, so that every morning we don't have to take everything down, and it's easier.
Yeah, and it keeps it a little bit warmer at night too.
Yeah.
So
In the summer, I'd say.
this thing has been on 3 different Jeeps.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd one.
In the summer, this one, it can get a little brighter. It wakes you up a little bit. Our iCamper is all canvas, so it stays pretty dark, but the iCamper also heats up faster, so.
Yep, a little more insulated. This is a kind of a basic one.
It comes with an annex, doesn't it? Or you can purchase
Yeah,
an annex.
you can buy an annex that zips on the bottom.
We did not.
I think it actually feeds in right here, and then it'll zip on the other part. Oh wait, no, there's a zipper.
No, it feeds.
So it'll zip in right here.
Yeah.
The problem is it goes on the outside of the ladder. I like the annexes that come off the fly and consume the ladder, and then you have the whole area. This one is only for the bottom, which you can see right here. I mean, that's not very high off the ground, so
Off our.
there's no point in having it. If we had another one that came off the fly and came down, then it'd be a bigger room, and it would actually make sense. And then you could like put your Mr. Buddy heater down here at the bottom, and then you'd heat up,
Or keep your dog in there.
and then you can or dog
change.
or whatever
It is kind of
change.
difficult to change
Have a little
up
porta
there.
potty down there. So
I'll include photos too of when we had it on his other Jeep, or a couple of the other Jeeps, where at one point we had turned it around so that this could give us shade or shelter off the back of his Jeep, and we set up a cooking station under there. So
Yeah.
I'll include a photo of what we did with that. It's too short now to do a cooking station with it.
I did, however, a couple weeks ago doing a military thing, we hid underneath the tent because it was pouring on us, and it did protect us a little bit from the rain. But you can see if Casey goes underneath it real quick. I mean, it's short. You have to be pretty short.
I am 5'6" or 7-ish.
Yeah. So
Anything else? What? I'm trying to think.
I think that's it.
We've had it for 3 years. Held up pretty well.
yeah, got it 3 years for a trip down to Moab, and
No
use
holes.
it in Moab.
No holes or anything. The fabrics
No,
held
yeah.
up really well. The screens held up really well.
Yeah. It's
The
a,
ladder, it was nice that they had the option to add an attachment so that it could go for a higher Jeep.
we had the bro and sister-in-law stay in it last weekend, and they said it was super comfortable and they were warm, and yeah. So
Oh, it does come with something to put your boots and shoes in.
Yep.
That you can hang up right out here on these hooks. I think we
Yeah.
hung it up inside too.
yeah, we've used it a bunch. Little bag, but again, it has
We
Velcro.
stole the bag for the iCamper.
It has Velcro attachments, and the Velcro again is pretty cheap. So I think that's my biggest complaint is the Velcro straps have been pretty cheap. One of those straps broke when I was driving down to Utah for a SWAT competition, and then I had to go buy bungee cords for it to hold it down. So
let's show the way that you take off. We don't need to take off the rain fly, but if you wanted to take off the rain fly, it's kind of hard to do when it's up really high on a lifted Jeep, but you just unbuckle 3 of those there, and then it's the same on the other side. There's 3, as you can maybe see, and then there's
And then
3
just-
poles that you have to pull up. As you can see the pole.
see the pole right there, and there's a pocket that just lifts out, and there's a center one lift out, and then this one you just lift out, and then you just consolidate you're just going to consolidate the whole thing, throw it in the back of the truck or something. I just be careful because again the material's not super strong,
Yeah.
so just be careful with what you're doing.
We normally just leave it on unless it's really, really windy and noisy, like we said. But overall, for a $800 tent that we've used, I don't even know how many times.
Yeah, 50 or 60 times probably.
50 or 60 times,
It's been a good
if
tent.
not more. It's been a really good first rooftop tent.
And it's held up in like storms and rain and even snow and stuff.
Yeah, and everything that is broken on it, we've found a way to just make it work.
Even
We
with
just
the
put the
straps now,
bungees, yeah.
I don't have to do, you really don't have to do any straps to keep it down. Once we fold it shut, we put the top on it, and then I just put the bungees over it, and
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. So
We've always just been really careful. I mean, we do put more stuff inside of it than we should when we fold it up, but it's also just because we used it so much, it saved on space, and it just made it easier and more comfortable to sit in.
yeah, we've slept on the Rubicon with it. We slept down in Moab with it. I think we took it. I think we had it down in Uray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna show you tear down on this now.
we're gonna
So
break it down for you. So
there's normally a little bag that these go in, but we've ended up just throwing them on the back half of the tent because you don't want them to be in the way of folding everything together.
yeah.
He usually ends up closing everything pretty well too.
Yeah, I like closing it and making it so that there's nothing folded and weird. So you gotta fold those up. I go around the rest of the rig to make sure that nothing is unattached. Those are attached. I fold the Velcro up so we can grab it. Or one strap that's left. Okay. And then just doing it on my own. I'm just gonna-
Usually I help more.
Yep. But for the video, just gonna do it on my own. And then I just walk around and make sure stuff is shoved in out of the way and not causing undue tension on anything weird. That strap is gone.
I will say having the memory foam mattress in there is totally worth the straps on the outside breaking. It's made it way more comfortable.
And it's not that big of a deal.
And it's not that big of a deal. We can fix that if we ever need to. It's another easy fix.
Yep. So I mean, before we'd use this and then pull it down, but if you don't have to, like use these to actually motivate the thing to come down, then don't, because you're just gonna lose that.
Yeah.
And then I just come up top and, oh,
Correction. Get the ladder up.
Gonna do the ladder. Move this over, just.
Oh, sorry, let me get you and not your butt. I'm getting a little bit blinded by the sun. Get this back up. I'll go up there too. Maybe.
Nope, you're good. Stay
Maybe.
back there.
I'll go and back down.
Again, I don't force anything, because then you end up tearing stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty careful with the top too. Somebody had a little fire
Other
here.
side. It's not too big of a deal.
Pretty simple.
All right, I've taken this through car washes and, you know, pretty big rainstorms and hailstorms and everything. So it's
So let's show the bungees we ended up using instead. Just these.
So I got these 48-inch ones from D&B,
Yeah.
and I just hook them onto the rack, and they're pretty much perfect actually.
I think it's almost better than having the original straps that came on it. I think
Yeah.
these are,
They hold
Hold
the thing
better.
down, they hold the strap down,
and it's easier.
cover down, and it stays better. And it's not wearing on the top of the thing either, so it's a nice setup.
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy. There's one small hole on the top, probably from a tree that hit, but other than that, pretty basic. So
Yeah.
I just always do a walk around and make sure I didn't miss anything. Got my extra bungee holds. Make sure it looks good.
Got a trash bag on the back there too.
Trash bags on
Always
the back.
handy all the time.
But it's a pretty cool little tent.
Yeah. We can do a review on this tire holder he's trying out later.
Yep.
Probably in a minute actually, but that'll be a different video. I'll just show you that one. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can just comment below and
Comment below, or you can message us on our Instagram page or whatever you want to do. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. We obviously like doing this stuff, so we should have been doing videos a long time ago. We've been doing it for a while now, so
yep, so go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, share. What's that little bell?
hit the little bell for your
Hit
like.
the little bell.
Yep.
Bottom right.
Make sure you share it.
Make sure you share it. Thanks.